let's make a family favorite. We're going to create a shepherd's pie, and we're going to use the Thermomix to make a perfectly cooked mince and a smooth, fluffy mashed potato to go on top. We're going to start by placing some garlic into the mixing bowl and mincing it finely. See how the Thermomix can handle small amounts as well as large amounts of food. We're adding some olive oil and some onions, some carrots and celery that have been roughly chopped, and now we're going to use the Thermomix, and in just 3 seconds we're going to chop that finely. This would take so much longer if we were doing it by hand, and this is what makes the prep work in the Thermomix so much quicker and easier. We've just sauteed those vegetables in the same bowl that we chopped them in, and now we're cooking the meat. As the meat's cooking, I'm browsing ahead so I can see what the next ingredients are, so I can get them out and ready. Now I'm adding some tomato paste, some vegetable stock paste and water, and some Worcestershire sauce. I'm using the scales. I've turned them on manually so I don't need to get out a tablespoon to measure. When you're cooking in the Thermomix, it reduces the number of dishes and washing up that you need to do, which also saves time. I'm adding some salt and some pepper, some bay leaf, and some dried thyme. Now we're going to cook that to finish it off. While that's cooking, I'm preparing my potato for my mash. I've put the bowl on and I'm using the scales to make sure that I've got the right amount of potato ready. Our mince has now finished cooking. Look how delicious it looks already. Now I'm transferring that mince into an oven-proof dish and removing the bay leaf. Once the mince is finished, I can move on to preparing my mashed potato. In a clean bowl, I've added some water and the potatoes to the simmering basket to steam. We can now leave the Thermomix to cook and spend some quality time with the family. The Thermomix will stop cooking and chime when it's ready for the next step. This means there's no risk of boiling the pot dry or burning dinner ever again. Once that's finished cooking, I'm going to remove the potatoes, discard the steaming water, place the butterfly whisk in this position and re-add the potatoes. We're going to add a few ingredients to our mash. We'll add some salt and pepper, some milk and butter, and now we're going to use the Thermomix to do the mashing for us. A little bit more and we're done. It's so silky and smooth when you make mash in the Thermomix. In fact, most things that are made in the Thermomix come out superior in their texture. You can see that I'm adding the potato to the top of the dish. I've popped the butterfly whisk back in to whip it around to flick any potato that's left onto that butterfly whisk to the edge of the bowl, just so there's no wastage. Once that mashed potato has been spread all over the top, it's ready to go into the oven to finish baking. And here we have our finished product. A simple but delicious shepherd's pie that's made so much easier using the Thermomix.